5 things I wish I knew when starting my weight loss journey. Hey friends, welcome back. My name is Danielle and this is Daniela Diaries, and here we are inspiring you, me, everyone to be the very best version of ourselves. Now, everybody's version will differ, but as long as we're elevating, living life to our fullest potential, being the very best version of ourselves and really doing that shadow work to just elevate who we are as a person in general, that's something that we are about here. So if you're looking for like-minded individuals, you have found the perfect place. This is a safe space on the internet. It's a little corner here, and I hope you guys would stick around and subscribe. Today we are talking about the 5 things I wish I knew when starting my weight loss journey. These are 5 little things that I wish I would have known, that I feel like it would have made the mental and physical struggle of just really getting the ball rolling, and the feels, the mental battle, the physical battle. I wish I knew these things and took them seriously and really had them in my arsenal to not only improve my mental health with this journey, but my physical relationship with it as well. Now, if you're finding yourself just starting out, you may find that you're a little bit discouraged. You're seeing other people's progress. You're feeling a little less than. You're feeling like, I am never going to get there. This is just never going to work. How come it's not clicking? That's what I want to talk about, because it took a while. If you've been here for a minute, honey, you've seen me through it, through the keto, through the Weight Watchers, through everything in between. And I have quite possibly in my years of life have done everything in between. And today I want to share with you how it finally clicked and the things that I feel that I wish I would have known to help it be a little bit less painful. So the first thing I wish I knew was that if you find food a trigger, if you find portion control or tracking food or just talking about a diet altogether a trigger for you, there's a problem. And that problem is not only your relationship with food, but how you look at food. Are you giving food morality? Is one group good? Is one group bad? Are you punishing yourself? Are you rewarding yourself with treats? How are you reacting? Now, I see a lot of people who say, oh, you know what? I don't like to track my food because it becomes very triggering for me. And I get that, because I was that person where I was like, you know what? I become overly obsessed with it and it just sends me into a spiral. I was that person. I also was the same person that if I lost a 0.2, I was like, girl, you deserve a full out cheat day. And then the vicious cycle would just continue. If you find yourself in this position, if you find yourself with this issue with food, I highly, and I know y'all are gonna be like, here she comes, therapy, because that is a form of disordered eating. Now, if you're around my age, you know, if you're 80s baby but 90s raised you, you know that we are just the poster children for disordered eating, because let's face it, it was shoved down our throats. Doctors, TV, models, I mean, you name it. There was always some kind of crazy standard that society wanted us to reach, or some crazy diet that, you know, our moms heard that our aunts or our cousins were doing, you know, and it was kind of pushed upon us. Because why? Because we always allocated beauty with skinny. Recently, I had just posted a reel of a try-on, right? I tried on a pair of shorts that were fitting on me like 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in July to now, and they're huge on me. Like, I could probably fit most of mine in one pant leg or one short leg. And a lot of the comments people said, and this isn't pinpointing or anything, is, oh, well, you were beautiful. That was never you were beautiful then, you're just as beautiful now. That was never the question. My beauty was never, should have been connected to my weight. That is something that society has put down. If you are skinny, you're beautiful. And if you were heavy, then you weren't beautiful and you didn't love yourself. That was never an issue. My issue was I was unhealthy. I didn't feel good. I felt trapped. I felt inflamed. My skin, it was just an all over health approach. If I was beautiful or not was irregardless. My husband, myself, I mean, I've always loved myself no matter what the scale said. It's just how comfortable and confident I feel in this body as opposed to the old one. We were programmed into thinking that being skinny and being beautiful are like twins, and then if you're heavy, then, you know, you may not feel beautiful or something like that. So if you find yourself struggling with this relationship, if you find yourself punishing or rewarding yourself with food, if you find yourself saying like, well, I can't have bread because carbs are bad, this is just an example, or you know what, that's too high in fat, I got to do a low fat diet because fats are bad. And everything has a purpose, and nothing is good and nothing is bad. Food has no morality. We need to stop giving it that. And if you find that you are struggling with spiraling, when you trying to find yourself on this journey, I highly recommend therapy. Number two for me was tossing the scale. And this is the reason why. Now, I do weigh in every week, but I also have a coach that I account to. Why do we weigh in every week? Because we want to see what's going on. Now, if the scale jumps 2 pounds this week, did I gain 2 pounds of weight? Absolutely not. What could it be? It could be that I'm super inflamed and from working out. I could be swollen or retaining water. My period could be starting. I may be backed up and, you have to go to the bathroom. It could be I ate something that was not agreeing with me and causing some inflammation in the gut. There's all types of reasons. But in general, the scale is a very, very, very poor thing to use if you're trying to really have a picture of success. Now, what do I think? I think fat loss will trump weight loss any day of the week. Now, picture this. You see two women. I'm gonna say two women. Both are my height, right? They're both 5'7" and they're both 175 pounds. One woman is 20% body fat while the other woman is 32% body fat. Who's skinnier? They're the same weight, but who's skinnier? The person with lower body fat, right? So fat loss will always trump. Fat loss is inches over pounds. So while having a scale could help just kind of see what you're doing, making sure that you're in a decent deficit, it is not the end all be all. It is not a true indicator of success. Take the pictures. I take pictures every week. Look forward, look to the side, each side until you're back. Those inches, take measurements, okay? Take measurements, write them down. I have a little Post-it on my bedroom mirror and I have all my measurements written down from when I started. And even though I've only lost in this last year maybe about 25 pounds, I have lost well over 30 inches all over. And that is what I feel like people notice, where people say, oh my God, Danielle, I haven't seen your videos in so long and you're so skinny now. Really, I'm not. I think people, a lot of, like my friend Laura, will be like, oh my God, I thought you lost like 50 pounds. No, but I lost a ton of fat. How did I lose the fat? By building muscle. Muscle is just, it transforms the body. Weight training will transform that body. It will bring in your body's natural corset and just give you that figure that you've been looking for. You can do hours and hours of cardio. The scale could be super, super low and you still have the jiggle bits, right? And you're gonna say, well, how come this person weighs the same as me and she's a size 5, but I'm a size 9? Fat loss. So please stop giving the scale the power, because honestly, it's such a poor indicator and it's super petty. You can weigh so much. Your weight fluctuates hour by hour, day by day, poop by poop, cycle day by cycle day. It's just a super petty indicator and it's just not, it's irrelevant. Now, number 3 for me is measuring your food. You need a food scale because we have to make sure that we are really in a deficit and our portions are under control. Oh, well, it's protein, and she'll have like a big old plate of like Italian sausage, a burger patty, a hot dog, and like a chicken drumstick or whatever. And she'll say, okay, well, I can eat as much because it's protein. That's absolutely not true. You want to make sure that everything is done in moderation. So if you're gonna have a protein source, make sure you weigh that out. Now, I'm not saying like every bit, every day, every morsel, you're at a barbecue and you gotta pull out your purse and pull out your scale or something like that. Obviously, for those times, you be mindful. It's consistency is key. But in the majority of your day, your Monday through Fridays, your Monday, Sundays, whatever, when you're at the house and you're making yourself a plate, make sure that you're watching what you are eating. Make sure you're watching those portions, because anything in excess is not needed. So you're gonna make sure that your portions, your proteins, your veggies, your carbs, nothing is just, you shouldn't be gluttonous in anything. Everything should be in moderation, and portion control is key. And I truly feel that you need a scale. Now, a lot of people say, I'll do measuring spoons or measuring cups. I don't think, I mean, it's obviously if you can't afford the scale or whatever, which I don't find them to be very expensive. They're less than like 15 bucks. Some people will say, okay, here's 1 cup, and they'll scoop it up and they got a heap on top. Are you tearing it out? Or are you just scooping it and you still got a little bit room and you're serving yourself less? If you ever really took in consideration how much you are actually eating, I can promise you that you are overeating or undereating. Nobody's ever on point. Your eye is not an accurate measurement. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, I know my doctor said like a fistful is supposed to be your protein serving, and you know, whatever. That is a very, I mean, I guess ideally if you were gonna go out and serve yourself at like a barbecue or something, I guess that's a good rule of thumb. But for your daily meals and, you know, day in and day out, and you're really trying to be successful on this wellness journey, then I really suggest getting a food scale. Measure out, you know, everything that you need, and then track it. Track what you're eating. Be accountable to yourself. Now, I know a lot of people will get very kind of up in arms and I'll say, are you tracking? Are you paying attention to what you're eating? You know, some people prefer meal plans. I prefer meal plans. Make sure that, you know, you are following along. You're being consistent. You have to be consistent in order for this to work. Now, I still have a treat meal on Fridays. It's like my thing. And, you know, I don't measure whatever. I just enjoy it. But also I am consistent every other moment of my life. I make sure that I'm hitting my proteins, I'm eating my carbs, I'm getting my fats, I'm drinking my water, I'm moving my body, I'm hitting my cardio, I'm hitting my steps, I'm weight training. I take the all over approach because consistency is key. And if there's anything that you could have learned from this year journey with me, if you guys have seen me literally transform, is I have been nothing but consistent. I have been consistently showing up for myself, keeping myself accountable, and showing up and making sure that I do the work. And number 4 for me is movement. You have to move your body. And now I know a lot of people in this movement take this very loosely because each person's moving your body is going to look different for different people. Now, some people are going to have physical limitations, and exerting themselves, exertion for them is going to look different than exertion for me. But if I'm doing cardio, for example, and my coach says, okay, Danielle, I want you to do 30 minutes of cardio. Oh, okay. And I'm casually strolling at like a 2 on the treadmill, and I hit my 30 and I'm like, golden, done. You see the person next to me who's doing the same amount of cardio, but they got that treadmill like tracked up to like a 4.5. They're like power walking, they're winded, they're, you know, they're exerting themselves. They're getting the most out of that 30 minutes. Who really got the workout in, right? So you have to challenge yourself. If you're trying to like cheat the clock or take the easy way out, no one's going to suffer from it other than yourself. I mean, honestly, you're already taking the time out. You're there. Why not get the most of it? Is it hard? Yeah. Is there moments when I'm at the gym where I'm like, what am I doing here? Why am I beating the hell out of myself right now? But then I can honestly tell you, and there's times where I don't feel like going, but I never regret going once I get there. There's never been a workout where I'm like, damn, I wish I didn't do this today. Never has been. And I've been consistently working out 5-6 days a week now for just about a year next month. And I have never regretted a single workout ever. It's the ones that I skip that I always regret and that I beat myself up for because I feel good, you know, and it's really good for my mental health as well. And I really just feel like the only competition is myself. I need to beat me who I was yesterday. Danielle today needs to beat Danielle yesterday. And each day I take that approach. I'm going to be a better me than I was yesterday. And every day I just keep that mindset. Like I'm a little bit better. I'm 1% better today than I was yesterday. And that 1% will eventually add up to 100. And you just keep that mindset. I'm going to be better than I was yesterday. That's it. And I just keep building the blocks. So you have to make sure that if you have to move your body, okay? And whether it's just doing some stuff on the side of your bed and lifting your hands and just getting your heart rate up, that might be just what you can do. But then once you get stronger and you're able to move, you keep consistently challenging yourself. Be 1% better tomorrow than you were today. So for example, if today I was able to really get a great workout on the stair climber at level 6, today I'm gonna go up to level 7. And each day I'm gonna keep pushing because I owe it to myself to be better than I was yesterday. And that's with every aspect of life. You know, I wanna be a better mom than I was yesterday, a better wife, a better worker, a better person, a better daughter, everything. I wanna be the best version of me. And every day you're growing, and every day you're evolving, and every day you have to show up and be your best self, at least 1% better. And the fifth and final thing that I wish I knew, that someone probably did tell me but I probably ignored, is you gotta eat. You have to eat. I've seen this reel or TikTok and it said something along the lines of people who, they were kind of like debunking a myth that like if you don't eat, your body's gonna go in a starvation mode and you're gonna be heavy. And then they were showing people from like third and fourth world countries and how that really doesn't correlate. What I mean is you have to fuel your tank. You have to eat your food. Your body is going, your metabolism is going to fight you if you keep depriving it of the essential nutrients in the food that it needs. When I say that, I have been helping out a couple people. Thank you guys, pause also, thank you guys for everybody who reached out for the like online coaching with the workout plan and the macro plan that I offered. I fully have reached capacity. I was only gonna do 2 people. I ended up doing 7 and I'm very, very stressed out and I hope it works. And some people aren't even responding to me anymore, so I don't know. But you would be surprised at how much better not only do you feel, how you sleep, how your day goes if you eat your meals. Now, people will see how I'm eating and they'll say, oh my God, you're eating 6 meals? That is so much. I could never eat that much food. But you could sit down and have 1 meal a day that's 2,000 calories. Instead of having 1,800 calories, 6 meals a day, smaller portions every few hours, you're not hungry, you're not starving, you're consistently, your energy is staying up, there's no headaches, there's no nausea, and you will notice that you are moving better, you're feeling better, you're pooping better, you're sleeping better. You're losing weight. I know, it's crazy. I didn't get it either. Why? Because our metabolism is healing itself. By continuously keeping it running, just like a car, you know, it starts running out of gas, it's not gonna run. You know, you're gonna blow the engine or whatever it is. This is coming from a mechanic's daughter. That my dad would be really disappointed I didn't know that analogy. But you have to keep it running. So you feed it small meals. It's like putting a little bit of gas in the tank and it just stays running, stay idling. It stays burning, it stays going. You'll be able to have better workouts. You'll be stronger in the gym. You'll be stronger in everyday life. And I know it sounds unattainable, but I promise you, you could do it. I could not sit down and eat a 1,500 calorie meal or 2,000 calorie meal. I would be sick, I would throw up, I would be nauseous, my stomach would hurt. I just can't fit that amount in my stomach anymore. It's at one time, I wouldn't have, like, when would you eat that? Do you eat that like after you come home from the gym? Do you eat that before? How do you have 2,000 calories in your gut and then go to the gym? Like, these are things I think about. Now, I'm not trying to knock anybody who does like the OMAD or anything like that. If they find success, that's cool. But if you are finding yourself struggling and, hey, I'm eating, you know, 2 meals a day, I'm hitting my macros, why am I not losing? Why am I so inflamed? Why do I look so swollen? Why is my skin so dull? Why can't I sleep? I can't power through these workouts. I'm exhausted while I'm at the gym. Can somebody please help me? Just try it. Take whatever your macros are and divide it amongst 5 or 6 meals. You don't have to do 6, do 5, and try to eat every 2 to 3 hours. Try it for a week. It won't hurt anything. You're still eating the same amount of calories, you know, but why not divide them up every few hours and give your body constant fuel, keep it constantly running. I guarantee you the scale will move. Even though the scale's petty, but I guarantee you it will move. Just try it. Sometimes you gotta be open to trying new things. And I know that could be scary and I know that could be hard, especially when we're dead set in our ways. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the fact that you have to keep going back. Now, it's different strokes for different folks, right? We've seen it time and time again. I wanted keto to work for me. I wanted it to work for me so bad that I tried every version of it possible. I tried, you know, all the different versions. I tried clean, I tried dirty, I counted, I weighed, I tried every single thing to make it work, and it didn't. And I felt like a failure every single time. And actually I would see people, right? You'll see people on TikTok, oh, keto and intermittent fasting, I lost 50 pounds. And you're like, say less, I'm gonna try that. It didn't work. It didn't work for me. It may have worked for them, but it didn't work for me. And that's okay. So my point is that it's ways of eating are not a one size fits all, and they may not work for you, but don't give up. I feel like when people see that like certain ways of eating don't work for you, as you see people, you know, who are having great success, you just like, you know what, screw it. I'm just meant to be heavy. I'm big boned, or, you know, I'm never going to lose this weight. I'm too old. I'm too fat. I'm too this. I'm too that. We need to get out of that mindset, because it's never too late. It's never too late to save your own life, ever. You could be 25, you can be 95. If you want to save your life, it is possible at any stage of the game. It's just going to look a little different from where you're at, what your physical activities are, what your limitations are, but it can be done. The only person that is standing in your way is yourself. And a majority of this weight loss, health, wellness journey is getting out of our own way. Our minds will give up a lot quicker before our bodies do. There are times where I know that you've done it where you're like, you know what, I cannot do this anymore, I'm done, and you'll pump out another hour's worth of work, or you'll, you know, finish the house, or you'll, whatever it is, you could do it. But this battle up here is so hard. Don't get in your own head. Don't let yourself count you out, because you could do it. Anybody can do it. Is it easy? No. If it was easy, everybody would be able. Look, if weight loss was easy, we would all be running around here, slim, trim, perfect cardiac health, just doing the damn thing. It's not easy, and it's not for everyone. But if you really want to do it, and if you're really sick and tired of being sick and tired, it could be done. It could be done. I am living proof that it could be done. I'm living proof that you could still find what works for you, even though what the popular thing is doesn't work. And even though people will wish you failure, you will still come out the victor in the end. You know, it could be done. I promise you. I'm 39 years old. I was able to do it, and I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it. There are people that I see working out that are competitive bodybuilders. They're 58, 59, 60 years old. They're grandmasters, you know, and that's super, super motivational for me. Like, they didn't give up. One of the guys at my gym, he's 67 years old, and he's in great shape. Great shape. He lifts every day. He works out. He's a retired fireman. The guy who owns my gym, he's 62 years old. You know, like they are not, it just doesn't end. You don't say, you know what, I'm too old for this. You know, or there's kids in there that are 15, 16 years old. It could be done. I try to explain this to my kids. They think it's easy for me. Nothing is easy for me. Nothing is easy for you. Nothing worth working for is ever going to be easy, but you have the power to do it. You have the tools to do it. And I feel like if I would have known these few things, it would have made the transition a lot easier. If you have any tips down below that maybe you can get somebody who's just about to get started, any words of encouragement, any inspiration to say, hey, it could be done, leave it down below. Nobody will be criticized. Nobody will be critiqued. Whatever journey you chose to take to save your own life, we are here for it. We applaud you, because the shadow work and doing the hard things is what really sets us apart from everybody else. I know you guys can do it. Please let me know if you guys have any more things down below that you want to add, and I will see y'all in the next one. You got this. I love you guys. Bye, friends.
Well, miss, I guess I'll be on my way now.